Hi again, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. I understand there was a vote taken at the United Nations, and it was referencing slavery, whether it should be considered as a crime against humanity. And there were many nations that opted out of the vote. And I believe there were, well, I'm not sure now. I'm a little confused, but you can check it. About three that voted against it. And the one that would interest us the most is the United States, America. The USA opt out on accepting the fact that it is an established knowledge across humanity that slavery is a crime against humanity. But the United States has said, no, it's not. It's not a crime against humanity. In fact, I'm pissed off that you've been trying to treat it as if it was something that merits even being mentioned. So we're going to take out all of the advancements that have been made in the museums where any acknowledgement at the federal level is being given to that. We want to wipe it down. The Voters' Right Act, wipe it down. Money for education, wipe it down. I mean, anything that touches black people that appears was the nation that was blind before, seeming to be moved to have a little heart by maybe something that someone said, or maybe a dream they had. But they decided to bend a little bit to say that the slave did deserve to have food, that the slave did have somewhere to stay, even though it's a shack. And so they thought they were doing something that was absolutely fantastic. Well, when you say slave yesterday, the day before, slave today, and slave forever. Because when we are not free, really all of us are slaves, but they're directing this particular slavery on black people, not knowing that they themselves are slaves as well. When you see MAGA standing and giving Donald Trump all of the support he prays for, they are doing this because they were negligible. Their parents were, their grandparents were. They didn't bring these kids up, teaching them the value of treating people fair. They didn't come up with that kind of teaching. Now, even though many have been exposed to some of that teaching, it still didn't prevent slavery. And this is why slavery still exists, because black people still are not free. Look at them. They said we gonna give them some rights. We're gonna go agree with some civil rights and some human rights. Then you get a guy that comes in and say, "Well, they don't deserve that. Let's take it back." And then you get these people saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And the MAGA group and Trump, and they're pissed off at anybody that doesn't buy into that. So when you see MAGA standing up, yes, they are throwing hate at black people, but they're throwing hate also at white Democrats. They feel that you're a sellout because to them, based upon what they were brought up on, their way is the right way. And you must be blind to agree that anything other than that is not. Yet, there's nothing plain and simple about anything that they're advocating that would produce satisfaction amongst the people. And so, if it won't do that, what makes it more important, more special than any other? It's just another failure waiting to be recognized by those who have been asleep for so long. A slave so asleep that they can't even understand, expect, and respect the truth of what life is all about. And have me, an old man like me, thank God I'm still here, just if just for this purpose. And I can see that being, the reason. Because the scene, there's something about dry bones they talked about somewhere in the script. It seems like the world is basically a bunch of dry bones. Anything goes. And everybody wants the same thing. They don't know that. They don't know that. But everybody wants the same things. Why? Because they were made by the same people. And the same people made it so that everybody can want the same thing. So when the resources are there and everybody wants the same thing, they can work together collectively. Find some way to establish that process where it brings some satisfaction other than just receiving the benefits thereof, but greatness and pleasure and joy in doing the work. And this now get achieved by having choice. You choose what you love. and you receive a special blessing that the world can't give and the world can't take away, and that's joy. Now you've got love and joy on your side. You can't be defeated. Why? Because you're engaging yourself in something that contributes to your purpose for being here, that along with that of others. And in that reservoir of goods and services, there's enough of anything that you need, want, or desire. Just to say it, to make it blunt and short. But no Americans can see that. Not enough to say, oh, I would love to be that. No, because they program you to say, I believe that can only happen after you die. While they themselves are robbing everybody else so they can experience as much of that today as if there is no tomorrow. So the message is not to try to turn you into some old fashioned way of living. Because the truth of the matter is this: everything that exists on the earth is a gift from God to humankind. Now, some of the things that have been given have been exploited. Creating stuff that can destroy the whole human race. What good was that? But it happened. It exists. So that there will be times, there have been times, are now going to continue to be times for a while, when those kind of ignorant, stupid, dumb decisions will be made that can be acceptable only to fools. What am I saying? I'm saying to all of us, we have a role to play in life. And it is the joyous life that you want. But you cannot continue to listen to the programmers that says slavery is not a crime against humanity. In other words, we still should be doing it today. But how dare anyone to come and tell us that slavery is wrong? That ain't funny. But that's the way some people are. So, those of you who know that, how can you continue to follow that? Is it this type that bought into it anyway? Is it this type that was able to be bent, that was able to be broken to the degree that you could submit to slavery? That you saw life in your body so important and so fantastic and so desiring of its promise that you are willing to be treated like you're not a human being. That's really want to be around. When all reasons have left you that would require you to stand up. And then for 400 years, it was so programmed, I hear, that for 400 years that certain groups would be bound under that weakness and that ignorance and that stupidity. Not knowing that if you can break the rules one day, you can straighten them up the next. 400 years? Well, the concern now is that we don't repeat the 400 years. That I didn't mean to talk this long. Well, the aim is to make the world a better world. Why? Because that's what we want. And why and how can we do it? We're going to do it because we represent the power of creation. We represent the power of love. Everything that we are about is not just for ourselves, but it's for everybody else. And you can't beat that. It's for our enemies too. Our enemies are our enemies because they don't know any better. They are dumb, ignorant, stupid, and crazy and foolish. They can't help that. That's what they were made to be. And the only way we can change them is to show them that they're missing it. And by missing it, that means that you are shining because you are living. You're enjoying life. And you're not causing pain and suffering to anyone. And yet everything that you are achieving includes them. And they have no power. Why? Because you have changed. You are walking the righteous way. The righteous way is that way that got all of you together. And every day that you're walking together, you are extending yourselves to those out there who still lost. Well, I think I'll just stop there because I can keep on going, but I'll probably be interfering with my next message. So I'm going to stop. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. Until next, Eddie Marcus saying goodbye for now.